And that's why I know can say cocoa ejuma na above from above the form. Instead of say omode sikano dodo no bema ekwani no omoti cocoa board headquarters and omudi me no can say cocoa board headquarters omo budget afie etwe mu $3.4 billion ada mudua cocoa wo ana cocoa no anya bia west ni bia east any western of Nigeria and so sikano nyina headquarters and amoti ho edi sikano ye buy best sasa anyoma no say na be yakweni no eni beje no adokoko ni ye
yewra mama say obefra konwa yi a ye de adwene kokoko kwani no so say be ya youth na efri ye nkura ase be nante krom so obepe hankachi bia ton yaya ne ade no say koko no ska wo nko ade a no ye obenya ska de a ade no wontra wonya adwuma no ma nya dai enyi ska afei koko akuafo no so nyina obi a health insurance or say koko board under John Mama ye health insurance ma koko kwani bia o passbook one ne yere de o so mo hospital free
enti wo be so hu se koko kwani na setram ekoyi a na enkoyi a adansie ho nsem ya de ye den ehia cement no mahama abraso a no ma ye bag 475 cedis no mahama abraso cement bag ba ko na esen na nye be 22 cedis 27 cedis enti wo je 475 na utibi top bags nko 18 of cement and 1380 and a cement bag ba ko dadia so aba esen and then I'm 80, 85, 90. Who to be into 15 cedis in pool? And no one 7 year can.
But no, say you can't say, I'm going to have a pan work for say. Mona Moy, Mudi Cocona, her, Mudi Cocona, say, young, young woman, Naya Nabia Mamma, and Sasaya near Sabomo Chrono. I was here, Shazad, you was a Munyabiano, Mosiah Day, I can't. And she a bind of Bona, what the Bayano, and your sister. And yet, boy, I was a California na fini. On time review.
Farmers no, you show me. Yes, you won't. Open Zane, okay, cocoa bagger, and 800 Ghana. Chance packet, our mimicrons and quarry, the offer from Pano, 1,000 Ghana. At the time I hand over, no, could need your carry cocoa bag be a man 475 Ghana. Not chance in them 280, 260. Or maybe to chance packet, or tossament, and you be trackesca, and when you be a topan on the said in a remania aquary. And then the farmer is worse off. Ekuafone dia cocoa no age no. Their children must take a farming after them. And granny na eba kumase ne crying, eba to ton, and man kitin because cocoa farm sika nimbio. So I was say buy no, wayan shisha, sika dodo no tena office. Ye nua cocoa no office. Pay the bonus to the farmers. Motivate them. Ma hu se wo cocoa afua. And no you source of income a bit me and ma so that almost free muno na kwala no ba
but
if production
if I jump from 475 at the time when I move free office to 800 that's a huge jump
a jump.
And to cocoa farmers, the cocoa board chief executive has informed me that in August they will announce the new cocoa producer price. And I can assure you, the price is going to be a very, very, very good price. So those of you who don't have cocoa farms, go and start looking for land and start planting cocoa.
And cocoa board, go to the cocoa board office for a brand new car, weighing 150 vehicles.
Cocoa board.
Yeah.
Cocoa, Quianino. Nia usuro ye na wansusu da eno na ne atowen
Me koko ewe krebi e frene dwabo ewo mfrano ewo ayesuwa no constituency wa onim anim apepem pa no enum apepem eho baby eastern region eho baby na mfrano friend say dwabo village ewo na de tie ne say Mesremo. Bibi edru no. Emu odin, emu oya. Aha. Any cocoa community say community etoso 21, 21st community the People's Forum. Enemy team yako. When the betoso makumako 21. Aye no maye edin komo. Yenim say ahweho aba yenim sɛ atete aba yɛdeɛ yɛnkyerɛ yɛadwen deɛ ɛyɛ ne sɛ yɛma mo akwanya no na matumi aka mo asɛm na aban yɛtumi ayɛ den etie nti the people's forum no ɛyɛ deɛ yɛdwen ɛne yɛde kɔ abɔnten yɛde amomo ka ɛne yɛde yɛ den yɛde kɔ abɔnten na aban wei ɛkwan a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔne yɛ si tena no patro mo ntie ne yie ɛsɛ sɛ nyinaa yɛka yɛn ho bom na yɛka kyerɛ aban ne sɛ ɛntumi mba so ɛsiane sɛ sɛ yɛanyɛ ne saa ɛnnɛ na yɛgya aban no na deɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ yi ɛba so a abusuafoɔ menka sɛ menkyɛ mo ɛbɛtumi adudu ɛda bi mo ahwɛ yɛ kokoo no ɔmbɛtɔ no bɔtɔ baako 200 Ghana 2 million mɛkyerɛ mo deɛ ntia Ghana ha abakɔsɛm ɛnsi da yɛstarte sɛ yɛtɔn kokoo hundreds of years nie ɛnsi da sɛ aban bɛka sɛ mate ekuafoɔ kokoo so ɛmpɛn pii no akasakasa bɛba between aban ne kokoo ekuafoɔ ntemu a ɛyɛ sɛ deɛ ɔde tɔɔ so no so a ba paa sɛ yɛbɛka sɛ aban sɛ mate so na mete so no me deɛ deɛ mbɛtumi ayɛ no deɛ yɛhu bi saa da wei no si yɛgyae ma ne ka wei nyɛ deɛ di kan ɔmbɛsia nso ayɛ biem 2023-2024 aban wei na ɔwɔ position ɛka kyerɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa sɛ aban na wɔ hɔ dada ne timu ɔden enti sɛ nkɔ no na ɛwɔ so a nkɔbɛma koko ekuafoɔ wamma mo koraa 65 million 6,500 mɛbo a yɛkei na yɛ aban a ɔbaa so no na koko bɔtɔ baako wɔ 475 4.7 aban ne pagya koko buo mu efi 4.7 ɛde kɔ 31 million 3,100 enso na aban wei sɛ ne timu ɔden ɛma ne ka to obi atim meme yɛ koko ni na me kura me kasa ɛma aban no kura mpo no samre no sɛ me koko fuo na mo 100 acres na be ka kyerɛ me sɛ obɛta me koko bɔtɔ baako efi 31 million akɔ 65 million a meto ama na magiska no rekyerɛ na me ne me party na kɔka meboa na me mogidie sɛ nipa dodoɔ na koko ekuafo dodoɔ na ahwɛ so de to aba ma aban no anya sɛ bia no mo do aban no ana mo do amayoko no ba sika na okato mu tirim no koko ekuafo wo man yi mu a yatwero mu din wo paper so omo yatwero mu din wo paper so mo ye bɛyɛ 1 million ɛna wo Ghana ha obi ane na ire ne ne ma ɛne na busua wo kabo mu a koko ekuafo nko a vote wo man yi mu betumi akeka kɔ bɛyɛ 5 million mo nko a aban ka to yetim ɛma ye ne gye ɛma ekoto aba ma no aban we ba aban mu no obetena akonwa so no de edika ye apɛ ene sɛ odi sika ne kakra ɛto so man samukai kitwe bi what or 128 ɛya na maboa me figures no sɛ mukra de ba mbotom no de 128 ye de beka ho etire no sign day 500 bi be ye den 400 and they call 3,600. Wabra, what share your boss over mine 6,500. Yes, shall say you be son a pet in a tone into a toa. Can some be brave? Can some be brave train? Yenina coma at toy him say, hey, Coco, the senior, I buy a session. Which we not do go a pumping so on to me fine. Hey, yes, what one am buying into Mark Hayden, Yati, Yabesum in the Aye Juma. Ye na ma ye do ye koko ya do ye koko ewie ya tie ewie ye de abrɛw akabia ya hata awo ye twɛn se ye de beba afi ye de ba pieces ye nje piece ya de na wonje ya se aban face kama okay de wato dada no face kama ye pieces se eno so kra aban face kan ye den emba ye boso memba ko mienu miensa enan enumu ne ye koi ye sika kwakɔ di piece ho pieces so say or train license buying company license buying company so or train a buying koko kwe ni botom ayemre ye koko ehaban no aye yellow esei ye nya sika entondro ye den enguso apafo ye use omo anka ye train ska tu omoka ye ntumi ntu omo ba na ye dodge aban eka kire yen se bibia sa ni ho bibia sa nkoso until say mmerante ye gira he a wo omu yi e wo people's forum yi e kai say Debi sa wo man mu na wo gya nipa kakra bi o ma no odin kasa e kata nipa dodo no so afedu bebi na Ghana bebi abefa bi a yesi o man na ye e kom de yesi dollar aba fam yamba school fees cost yesi dollar aba fam no me say mu ye sure mmerante ya mu ho mo wai na say Debi yen kɔ hwehwɛ mu mmerante na hwehwɛ mu yo mu say say ya woya ma menem ne papa nim be 1 million bi a ye de yenuanom ka ho ye be 5 million a omo kasabo aka omo yem omo kasa obi ante esa ne se oni nkran hwe bi ye hwe koko yasi bibi hawo na wo kasa hwan na etie ena nipa kakra bi na omo won nkran na omo tumi nya UTV ne joy no omo ti radio so na dollar ba fam nti eni age ena ye ti koko ase no ye hawo ya den akahye yem na watwe mienu echiye o amrante ya mu ho omunyi ekofa mu nsem ba yepe afede aban say ade ndi no kre na mum yepe kwa yede be den yede be fa so moma ye mre kakra gidi ye kwa cabinet kokko ekuafo ani age say mo kwa cabinet dia mo be pie no na bo den nsem pa bae mo ba ya mo se Debi 3600 no kra ye ntumi amfa nko 65 no eno kra ye te so sa 3600 no kra na afede be ma mo 2587 aba na de ya ne se koko na also be ma me 2587 no medical abɔ ho ka wo medical eden abɔ ho ka medeka yenim se koko omo nim koko be ka che se ukọ koko growing communities yen no yedidi hyemo udidi eto wade nyina hyem tu to koko na uji usika anopa no na otete utuatua saa esa na wase di ahyem ensa na tie eti yen na ye di ahyem dada na ye de 36 no edidi ene ye de ka sese ye kotua na wo be ma 25 no ye be ye dan yetumetua ye ka na ye wie kra ye wie a koko na sese ye bɔ ho ban no nduru sese ye de guso anyina pagya ebusuafo me no be chasem bi me be yi na me ka kire mrante ne se moma ye hwehwem ye ne kokofo ne nkasa ne ye hwehwem sa anya bia koko ne ye kasa ye ho adwuma ena no ne ye ne no kra kwakosi se muntie bibio 2024 na koko aya 3100 na abai we se na enye no se wo koko eka ba ko na se wo se wo ye ho adwuma eka ba ko wambo ho kakra muna mo ye koko adwuma se wo be do ho imprensamboa meboa wo be do ho imprensamboa 2024 no eka ba ko wambo ho kakra mpiensa no ebe 2727 million meboa uwi a so beto fertilizer 1 acre anya kura bottom yensa meboa eya meboa na maka chemi o 3 bags no omo de fertilizer no begu koko no so no bacho kasa no bacho muntie me why omo de fertilizer no begu koko no so no when you su kura obe use apart from boa into the apart from no fertilizer bottom yensa no ne bo no eka boma be 21 million boa 2100 pesticides no chemicals na mo de gugu so no ene apafo ebe ye ho adwuma no be 1650 de so be use mboa uwia some ye pruning 1 acre cocoa farm 1 year kura obe ye pruning no once bi mboa eno no be 900 meboa uwia eno ma wo be use aye cocoa efu o Wellington boot wo spraying machine friend say motor ye amode ne amegugu anye kura be 1400 de 2024 ebe so mboa afi ehun niam bi ekeka ho ene de efe no miscellaneous niam anketenkete eno no untumi hu ede bi eba no eno no buy 1500 meboa eti 2024 no koko eka ba ko ebe cost 10,250 Ghana cedis as how dey mpacho obi wa ha na one me nya adwen o ma ne nsa so ebro sa medase eti Matthias here eti mu de momeyenjina 10,250 no 2024 okay 2025-2026 be pa wo Matese niama na peja we decide no emprensa no e peja from 2,700 and me no kase say number 3,600 meboa adona obedo ho no adona obedo ho na meka a page from 27 to 36 meboa because you say apafo no first na 60 Ghana and then you say 120 Ghana cedis yes 1.5 yo fertilizer 3 bags no and then ho adwuma ye no 21 million no and then 2026 eko 2250 22 million meboa chemicals no 1650 eko 2100 pruning efi 900 eko 1002 tools no niama ekeke ka ho ade be adwuma no Wellington boots ni ade nyina ese ne bo akosoro meboa efi 1004 eko 1500 tools no ade be adwuma no afi eho akade no ende e ka ho no e move from 1005 eko 2000 enei se wo ka se wo do koko 1 acre na wa hwe ho a eko 12,650 tete buy 120 million 2024 na buy 100 million ebusuafo se eka me bo mi koko ho e page fi 100 million eko 120 million na se koko no me ton ma na wo sign te so every 36 million about 25 million na me koya na se me buy na menka areho sebum bi nkyeremo enei se wo kasa wo koton wo koko wo ye koko me fa ne se eka ba ko a se wo nya kra be 8 to 10 bags be boa so mo de me man fa koko eka ba ko ni 10 bags 2024 no se wo do wo koko eka ba ko a aban tua 3,131 million me boa 31 million no ebe ma o sa emre no 31,000 Ghana cedis inti eka ba ku bia no obenya 31,000 Ghana cedis wo so sa 31,000 Ghana cedis no na aban we se aban timo odin nto no ba obe ni yes ano kae and na 2026 yi aban na o se aban dada ni timo odin enu si ye to abama no buma ne ba aban mu no ene ukoko eka ba ko no oton a unya 310 million biem te se na anka 2024 ye den unya no ene wenya aye 2,587 times 10 it is 25,870 me pacho muntie ni ye wo ka wo bo no ekosoro wo sika na wunya no ekofem esen anano kuyeni bi owaga na ha bia ntie me ye aban bo no de aba ne kire se koko eka ba ku bia usika aban agye firi wunsem eye 51 million koko eka ba ku bia 5,130 eti so bi wa ha na se owo koko 100 acres a muntie aban we say wo koko 100 acres a usika bia akodi ni ho sa oton koko ena eye 513,000 billion Ghana cedis and abaya Jeffrey ho e de ahye ne botom de enti a wate koko bo no so no ye say aban dada no koko board no say na o si ye koko bo wan ye ne ye enti na wate so de to so mienu o se aman say dwa so ya te so ntie so no so ye de te so enye no kra menka se menkyere mo muntie ne ye u koko na e wa aban ho no say enye ne na woton ma no ebi fi October meboa ebi fi November meboa asat November December 2025 na man sen dwaso koko buo ene number $11,000 ekoya akobe $13,000 dia aban bia eye efi na nanom breso bepe mo nene se ye koko no ye nyanti ye kra no waton bacho muntie o ye nti ye kra no wa yeden no waton enti okokoton ma brofo no emre no so na se koko kwenu ne tia na waje akoma yeden akoma broni no enti emre bia no ebo na wo ton ma broni no saa emre na wo ton ma no eno ne bo a ode yeden ode to enti aban wei sabio sabe na adwuma a wahu ye enti nene amansen dwabo ye te so no aka ho esane se amansen dwabo no last 2 weeks ya na sote from 7,200 eba 3,600 entinka wo kokko no odi kan ton no sambre na aka neti a ateso anyedan enka wo
gina ye bone a aban no esi ye nti ene Koko kuani bag bia obeton edi ama aban no sidi no apem mechere 1000 Ghana cedis ena wohwere na akuafo bi akosem ahahansu a anopa bia no wote awiamu adwumaden ani emu fifire nyina chire no se nkwanhia bi ba wohaw bi ba anampo gina yesie bi anko ya na yasan apre nyina edi ato hwani ba akupeyi hwani kuro ya neso
kwan a Jomama ne nkrofo de nam so no omama ye hu se kuafo yeso ni mfaso se ka mo dwene ho a enka de omo ye omo nye se nanado adaroma oba wa bo kuafo pa hwe nesa wa ya amaye de adua hwe ekwan a wode kuafo afaso wo twa ye kokokura ya de asima wo twa no wo twa wi a omo kuasi ni sika wane ka bi oma 10 million nti o twa koko gu a o twa ka na wasan madwumayefo abeye koko no mu adwuma man adua bode na bode no wi a aban fa ndc for adadafo Jomama ene ne nkrofo o me adadafo me yo hin na me dan me kasai ma ye koko fo me konfi aduenu me pese me ma Jomama ne nkrofo nti asese ekwan am de akuafo faso nya sa kwan na so am de faso de na do abeya amayen no sa omuntimi entoaso a omman si ho efise ebra na do man 31 million no na koko no na 13 million on na do no na betum di ko 13 million na 4.5 or so na bibisa and obetum di ko 13 million and na daro ma ohunu se akuafo ye bre and this is for abeji oman abedada yen so omdi koko 60 million 65 million ama won a omdi nim and this for me dey minimum this for say ya trofo omo ye bi pen abi bia on ba koko akuafo mu bebu ye kwase a enti me dey imagine yem say the omo ye emwa but nipa no bi wo mo madwum wa na Jomama ne nkrofo ba bedada no omo bana hwe ye 31 million na do de mai kwa no ene ya teso om si adwen no sabio kakra bia na erafia de omo di Ghana fo nyina atem ka de ompe de achen omo akwasan ba bio Ghana fo akobuto amom na de em yansa ye akuafo no me sem mo e ma adwen na ho ye ma adwen mu na ho pa enada ndoso se Ghana akuafo no eniema bebre wo hono a ye komo a me ka se mo ebedi be se busu mienu komensa wan hwe a nipa be wo Ghana haranya de keto a akuafo na mo ka se 1 million anya 1 million no anya akuafo nyina na don fa amadua ka jo se akuafo a e wo komo ano ye ka ko be se be 50,000 ye bro na o fro so hanuma me de o fro plantation hanuma ye konko dru kwa no obehunu nti ya de ye kan say Jomama wani randi abe say omo mfa isi kama omo resign ye ntimi no mo nya adwuma ade omo ye na enye Jomama ne nkrofo say won timi ne nkrofo ne kasa omo resign na akuafo ye hunto yen de omo ye na mo ye kra thank you
o mampani mama media nya sere na mesere wo na me ka kire wo say akuafo wa ha no wo ya me ya ware agu wo ya me kwom so ayede ben akuyan wo ya ma wo mo afa no wo bia koko no so agya koko dua asechira ne se sikadada na wo no mo no wo ka se wo batumu manabro so santi na manfo to ma wo akuafo onmanimfo ebegina se wo bu akuafo a to aba edodo a na yekwani mu pa adada nti wo si gas man so sika eje no akufo adofa gu ni botom wo ne mpanimfo wo ba ya de odba ma want me amfa amayen akufo ado epen so covid time ne MP4 ne MC4 ne ade oti obi akatua so ana ode boa wo man no wo die wo nkrofo akatua kura no ya watum 67 million ya omoje okuani no ya wati wura mu dua koko ama wo kari mumu de mo ka keze mo ati okuani sika so me ka kire mama se ya bu afu ani ane na kasa no edu so pa ɔmfie nkɔto baabi ani yɛ dadada na sɛ anyɛ sɛ adeɛ a ntasukɔkɔɔ no yɛhyɛ da ɛna ne yɛti fitaa yɛwɔ ntasukɔkɔɔ wɔ yɛnum yɛbɛte ne yɛde akyerɛ mama
sɛsi a yɛ megyina ha yi mehwɛ school mehwɛ level 300 mehwɛ nursery training tepa mentomani mede bɛkyerɛ sɛ mehwɛ tepa wɔto school fees mu wɔte me kookoo so mɛdan ɛna matua sika no mesra no ala wɔnte sikokoo no so ɔnte ɛkoa school fees no so ɛma me ne matumi ahwɛ me ma no mekɔ hospital meyare ɛnyɛ insurance deɛ nti busumi bia meba no 5 million na makotua me se ya wati kokoo isui me matua 5 million no na me na go hospital mo se ma mbese mbusa jona mama eni me sra no ala onya ni ye ma me sra no me pani chao me sra no me pani chao school fees ninti me pani chao si ebe bia school na ye nyeska me manko me ba ya watepai what first your coin or one minutes come and coin. This time now coin no one yet and Taman Conti. One could that was tell of you. Ya quiet fear and now man no timu no afakai at the abba. Say what the school fees is so. Man then I mean what to go so. What say what to go so school fees and what team what to so a boarding level 300 for Sika Chiana Fino. And yes I'm kito. And yes I'm kito and Miguel Ganizano. And yes I'm kito grandma. Me pa chao Miss Rao Ramadin address Miss Rawala Miss Rao Titania Masumami school fees no se won ti ko no so dia school fees no Miss Rawala tisumami
na afi bia mu no okuani ade gidi aba ehye fom na wo bo soro empaye se obeto nsupa ade aguso na wasabo na wie a ebesan ama won fudie ahoden nanso arehosem ne se wa afibia mu no kame akwakoye se eniema okuani woso woni tiri so nia odi kɔ afuo mu ene nia odi firi afuo mu ekɔ mpo emu ya yedu asini gidi a wowo ewo na komam efa adwuma wafa to ne ho so na mpo omamu ni nyina enya somfaso na afi etwa mu no atadwe kokɔ akuafo wote de esan se kokɔ buo ehuru kɔsoro kudrum pempenso a nanka kokɔ kwani no anim se ne hawo na benesie kodanda adwumaden ene wo brɛ nyina kire no bibi pa bi ewo wiemu a nanka oda obeda nanso ene enkomo ne nte sa biem enkomo a eba okwani gidi a enye yie na yawudi a kokɔ akuafo ekomuo no mpo ekyɛn sɛ ne yɛde sekan apai wokwani no na kuma
Mahama anopai se akuafo ahia wo ha na yeni abri papa yeni aso se ko ene ade gina ha asansa wadi hwemo ekwan ya wo fa so wo de bedi abane free MPP for sem no enya sa kwan so na wo di bu oman no wadi hwemo ankasa anopai wa ma yeni abri pa enu ti ya tun kraka kire wo se wo mfa ebi to so a de oba ya wo beto ya no ba no anka ho asansa enkrofo ma anko school di sika ne to ho anka sabre ya mko meeting emriti ya we no unka se omunyi sika ne metua wa makrofo ma kafi o ma ko school wa makrofo ma kafi a eseso obi ya obi atimi anyo enkrofo ekom ade nkrofo wo ya nipa bia wo betro ma so a o ma ne si apene o man no si apene enu ti anopai ya dia yam sisi aka kiro se wo ya mobo akasa wo ne ahumobro Unia humobro, unia mobo ankasa, akuafo bra, ekwan yo befa so obi kro kwafo ma onidi, na okwafo no no aba, na sese akua ni we kɔ, na oba, na obedru ha sei, na be ka kire ne se, wati ni kokɔ so 11 million ya. Etu oba mpani upese wo kire akuafo ne sei. Akuafo na bo man ne koso, ye bedidi o, ye be ye de be yo, eye akuafo kro ya. Na se akuafo kro yi, ese wo se sisi wam, na wo sa mo yam sisi wam. Ebi chuam kokogu o man panie ya frawo jiyaso na baye ya busa dia maye se wutimi fa bin ka ho a dia ne ade ba ya no antiso na nado dia na antiso na manu eka
abosomi miensa atwamun ama yehunu se enokore se kuayo titiru koko ene kura Ghana
nya ye nyina enim ne se ye ton kra de kwa akoma John Mahama omampani se Randy Abi wadna be CEO e okoko board no abusiafo se ontimi nyadwuma onyini firi ho ye de yanim se Randy Abi de e bus sports ball bo e de a emu na nkoye ade na se obabehwe kokko so de lalai yesramu munyi Randy Abi mfiri ho na mama obi a owonim de e wokuayo mu obi a onim ensanso nim nkrampan obi a onim akate ene kokko a asuru no ofarim na madi dwuma no otime di ne ye
ene enkane abo okuani ena empo Ghana fo nyina odwa ne moho empire no ensuo bo ahuri ekosoro enura obeto na wodi apeti ne mfudie so eno nso osomu baabi a enso esanse eno nso kosoro
menya akwala madi mfie de osonkono anura me kwa afuo mu ebo mi no nsia fie banku boro ba akokora me ntumi me gina we kom de me empanimfo ase se wanya bibia mo ase a yenya amo no kro no ade a Mahama aye no eya minti bi mpani nsem da mimi hu se busi a wo kro menya akwala wo mo ka kasa da kire yen na ye nkwala so ye di ye maame no ne ye papa no machi ama ena politics aye ama mo ena mu di so mfaso ya mere wade osu na yesu enti Mahama ye di nyame di pa chew me de nka matwa wo nanso me mpesa me nana no beba abaye enti me yasra no me sada me nsayem wonja bibi baye na se Mahama wode yesika ni dwa nanka
ya memoa ene nkokorawa ene mrewa ani ya hu se Ghana ade aboa ya nyina ani koko enti na akwala ni wiye su kukura sabi onya dwuma nye do wiye ya no ade ne ho abehye koko oduam sese ya yire ya ho adua koko afere koduru ba bia eboa na nakufu ado de maaye no a na ya na eboa ye no abete so enti sese de ememoa a ewo krom ha no ye nyina aka ho abom se ye ja koko ni dua nya kotu galamse efrisa galamse ni yakọ ya na anya sika nanso koko ya dua aye yie kura no ena odi koko kọ krache wa ose sika ni ho fakọ dia ya to ya nso so a wozo wa te so kura ye nya sika na ya de atua de to no enti ya de ya ka kire ose efri na kuroi ye jai koko no ni akọ akotu galamse nansu a wampata mu ha nyina asai
eboa na nkokuani no wonim se woton ni koko de ma ban a obeti se sika ni bi na ode twitwa ne ho no okuafo na nka bi anhyem sika yi ya chemu tu efa ene kokuani no ho
maje yomienche na maje no miti koko a echemu miensa midie mi na sasiru ade ba ako wane ka bia 5 million na matia kobo entwamu wo mo edo ho koko no so ise mfa pa fo no mo sesa ni nyina fi mi die menya no emu ene edo ba ako ye ton se 1.5 en crampan fat nsuo 1.5 ni okogu so oji mi 2 million so hu oba basia masafa fo ma twu nsuo eti esedom ha ma se me so wo ma me hwo mu school ade ode aye ne die ye pale chew ye kotwa pieto ni enye ntwa ye roso nkam ya se mu nyaare se ye ompencha ofia nkode na do de ma ye no onyi de ni fi so enjina na do ye no me to manya 65 me am gina so ma me bi de me na se wunua ba bi ni me kama ye omobo enti ye de empa ha bia Ghana fo ma ya bro so dom ha me enkwatwe ye tuo enkwatwe de da ye pekufo all price onyi de fi so ase ni be dia no ye mpa se bia
masem tie ne se eso mampani Mahama woni na pamfu nyina kwode da fam e wona na ado anim no mo se bone fache masem nyina me se me ka kire mampani Mahama edi enti na America ne sa no mo na si koko ye 31 million 3000 why na o mampani na na ado ye nipa boni ni che obia wiasi na mo ba ya akwasi kwa ni ogira nkwantia manuasi
na dodoɔ na kokoo adwuma na wɔyɛ de hwɛ wɔn ho de hwɛ wɔn abusua na wɔde bɔ wɔn mmra no asɛm yi apem wɔm a ɛnya asɛm ketewa
na do baaye on my free education sabe one more sabe na mo mebetimi akono obi ekobi sabe oba ya nkotokra na ekyira yese enye obi na o my otutu no tegu eti wo so ba hwa nkwala betutu ekoko mu ame enso etimi ahwe ma papa mama ya kan play say dia na nakufo ado ya ma ye no yesika sawumpo ya ji yesika anya sa dia nana esu a yebesu agu so eni nsamo ye beka no we die mu nketwa eti estaw say udo 65 no what me afa ma yan ya dia na nakufo ado de ma ye no fa yesika e fa bra ye ne esu entimi ebi ehwe ye ma na sa anya sa so what akatua so dia what ye kokoko so dia eni e waduma ye fo no so afa awo no tete o ma katua ne so na tete school fees so say ya ria for ya so betimi ne ma no so akọ school ni bie
ane say e be mama konya na maka masem ye dia no ye nkyene ya adwen na bitie mu nsem ni bia na me raho na mama koma etse bitie ma me ba ko a o hesa ne we dika edidi ahyemu a akana ni da so se obeji skin na nkodi akotua ne kan ne o kasa gi se okoje bosi ansa odi aka ho ansa wetumi twia mami o se ne ba e wo level 300 the school fees apeja the hostel fee apeja utie ni nyina eten so no mami wogidie pa se aban ebetie mo nsem ya makan ewo asopem na bato muti enra na nra ye Valentine's Day meboa Alex way Valentine's Day no chocolate na wiase afa na nyina ye didi be bato chocolate no wa ha mama ba ko enso chocolate me gidi se ye kra wo koko wiase ye koko ekuafo ikra no ye mu bebre afi mu kra ye ndi bi ye meboa na de na ya se enra wiase afa na nyina edi chocolate na chocolate yi so ne fapem nyina ne koko yi na ya ye koko ye ntumi nje skampo ye den ento chocolate enfendi me gidi se emre papa be den ebeba enti mon kama koma ye den entum yem anope no People's Forum ya the chocolate ni bi aba ye beba obi a bi wo de to anim na wodi a kai se eye wo bre wo fifiri a wote ye na wo ye den wodi na ka wakoma ye den eto yem beda mo ase nyame nhira mu nyina
na mo nyina ase se matwen yen na motimi etie the People's Forum video a ye born back esan ede emamo and me catch remo say ye bo wi a voice a moti ye ewom Dennis Miracles Aboagye na ne voice eka ho wabe kansa ewo studio ha ma ye ne no eni nkomo na fe ye ntwas Miracles akwaba
obi ojo so kanso
na bibia ye boko
David no krese ye ma menom eche se anampeni focus se peni bisa se when I say I am will be
enkoyi
yeah they are made many who in the past few days you know and then abenia your compatriot ni bi efemu no e dey say me to me aka say yeah because me the many akwako the many akwako but nyame ne here ye wogidi say ebefa
but the People's Forum idea no efrehin
o ubi wo kai say tama Yura November December no na Ghana ha na ndc4 ema o mine nyina adwen se Ghana say the good afaka kwan so man kai almost dollar above fam inflation above fam that was the time on ndc ni kasa o ka bibia Mahama is the whole bibia just say they didn't even let people so but within that period no we have a team of young intelligent your friend is saying researchers be until within that period then we decided to say yeah you better appraisal of the NDC performance won't say fact based we always prefer say we'll deal with the issues and deal with the facts and see we took the NDC's manifesto because you be the bibia bekasa.
Yes.
Any far NDC budgets me, you know, near year assessment. You go to a year assessment. If we were there for about 5 days, you're going to conclave for about 5 days. Very young, smart guys, about 30 of them. The outcome of SAR assessment, and they say NDC has done very well in certain aspects, especially when it comes to the macroeconomic indicators, dollar, inflation, which has obviously affected food on this animal. But they identified a contradiction. Inti almost red flag, you know. Inti me back, no. Analysis. So no, say the way, you know. That I see a because a strange say on my way. We know how our economy run. For the first time, it looks as if say, whilst the macroeconomic indicators are improving in an unprecedented manner, no, the cost of living in the country rather is worsening. Until there was a disconnect. Until you know, even the total appraisal of the NDC performance, because we realized that there was a crisis situation to deal with. Because this was at a time, and now NDC for your minor, you know, and all. Then we realized that what these guys have been doing over the period, you know, rather than say, creating a certain facade, a certain public relations, caricature be, animation be, into 1 year, you will miss the details. So we decided to now take what we have found to the people. Niyanko find out say, MPP for Ntina, BBI fena na say, what is the situation on the ground? And no, and the People's Forum by. Into the first, you know, episode of People's Forum, okay. Any other market women, taxi drivers, nursing students, teacher trainee students, unemployed, way for your nominal trust and a year analysis. You know. The outcome of that Purpose Forum was quite clear. Say there is a disconnect between what the government is doing and its impact in the lives of the people. And no, the main said no, we need to create a platform, amplify the voices of the mind, the masses, because what we realize and I say, just about 10% be of the population truly have been positively impacted by the government's performance. I won't lie to you. Obia or when you see carry talk if you are brocheba. Obia or drive you on one car or kotofu or filling station. So I just say Obia and the Bako school or Roman radio $2. Obia or your businessman or $6 kodi draba. Obi o tu kwan kwa bruchire eco vacation. These people are people who are benefited. But almost no more access to Obi any Asempa FM. No more access to Joy News. No more access to Adom. Inti na say say, hey, how is the country going? Say, it is going well. It is going well. Without realizing, say, even Accra here, between 75 to 80% of the people in Accra ever trotro. Into no on fuel station kwa and kotofuo. It is our catching and say fuel about femwa. I am paba fema yen true. Nemo mono and impact in here because yen te trotro fair no so yet. In other places, crampono, in the next 1 hour, ebi mube to ya double and say what we are doing edufie. Obi oha, esane sans stress winti, unyane 3. No abedu office in terms, send be on the traffic upon 5 obi do fie na about 11. No akoda no unyane 3. We realized that there were a lot of people that they cannot voice out because they have been overshadowed by the voices of the 10% be now mono truly. And I must be very honest, they have benefited. I don't know for People's Forum here then. But you free or no? I feel they all nan crofo send no inbox. Your problem, your issue near teacher for or my form of juma or my juma 14 months. I buying it to 1 month pe the cannot buy into ya no more send it, no more the details of my nurse for training college for and community and pay you any I feel I buy more with the bar cope. Ye mom no more tro. A honey you said no, we need to help. And the help no, it's not about our views anymore. It's just simply putting out the views of the people. And on the People's Forum near the buyer. But
you are saying, sir, or more a frame or some may highlight your issues and more. No, they don't care. Cross the faces behind when a politicians. They
even like it that way because they've come to realize that it is when the politicians pick up the issues that the politicians react. That's a cocoa for me when you say in October or November.
Yes.
And I'm saying, yeah, Munina Roman People's for any Kabuma, Sanka buying reacted. So you see, they are right. Because immediately People's Forum took up the matter. Then it became a topical matter.
Then it got attention. Then government reacted. And that is why they are excited about it. Because Obi, the masses need to be heard. And this is for people focus. But there are allegations and so say this whole thing no more ahead prepping for extra one year one cause some of them cry a party for no matter one just to create a certain effect. How do you respond to it?
Obi say NDC for so omo sana omo fana e che no mo ko bie no mo kokoko for no mo kanche kokoko for no say enye no krese yate musika so say enye no krese mo cost input into the cocoa farm ekofam me cocoa farm e wo dwabo e wo mfra no wa onim mfra no a onim dwabo enuma pepem side o ayeso no here me cocoa farm ho minimum the cost in there about a year or two ago. Now me far laborers were me cocoa farmer me 250 cedis and then me mom 120 gromonje. This one be 150 Ghana cedis. And this are what the people are saying. If you think say more kasani MPP for unto you more, it's okay. Yeah, the say we'll go to the people and we'll go and amplify the voices of the people. Me baby I'm a coin ray me ko hoda. Baby a coin ray me ko hoda minimum bia ho. Me the say
asante
if say if adom fe o bom pata side o me ko hoda. Obi na send me inbox say omo ye cocoa growing area and they want their voices to be heard. And I make a team and say yenko. And we'll continue to do it because the voices of the people must be heard. It is up to the government. Your voice we na sa ban ni beti anu wetie. When tie na sem. Say no beti interpret the be there. And you see the good thing is say we make sure say we are amplifying the voices of the people. You can debate the facts. Say the okano enye no kre say ne friend is saying the cocoa no born what is what and they say na wa catch no anameboa. So ours is to amplify what the people are saying. It is the government's mandate to do whatever they want to do with the information, but we are not stopping. We will not stop today, we will not stop tomorrow, we will not stop the day after. I have come to realize after the appraisal at the end of the year and say this particular government say if we don't highlight the issues na ya fefe omunia memu a omu the PR ebe kata bibia so, and I'll do everything together with the team. Me no ka say the team is already they are out there. Team no me no ka say omu ko ndra ye buy ye better ye match we omu ko by echina omu the other issues here the eba ye edwuma no edwuma no, and it is the government's responsibility to also fix the issues. So long as I have a team of dedicated young people who are willing and ready to work to help amplify the voice of the people in there. 30 of them, and they are out there helping to make this thing happen.
Yes, more the amount for ne kana ababa betruja. But and I'm some buying at the response aba. There was an emergency cabinet meeting. Government through the finance minister announced a buying decisions, immediate, short term, medium term, long term plans aban e de agu apono so minim say based on the aban be kan ye no enum ne ye de say aban take decision say obete ebo ne so going out enra yes what voices ni bia mayate, but you get the sense say oman for no et situation na ye woman as say world market price na drop it, and government says it has no choice than to also give them a corresponding price. In fact, Democrats will say what they've given them near 92% of the FOB.
Obi, you see what the government needs to understand. Yes, I buying tears here and say when the woman for AD in South.
Yes.
First of all, a coin of fast soccer on your mobekasa. And no means was only very important. There was a crisis. October, November, December, January, 1 year February, asem na he anya na ye ne he o omanfo na na ka o masem wan na fe de beto wanim.
Yes.
Na also be di huduma. Uko emergency cabinet. O by the next day, what by announce say what me bo so. Wa bra woni men nkomo bia. Wo se menyintum. No engagement with the farmers. And yes, I buy when no more opposition, no more free meetings akese no.
Yes. In the cocoa
Honorable Eric Opoku, Honorable Kesel Ato Forsen, sorry, Sami Jemfi, Omoko Fre, friend is saying stakeholders meeting, no more church room. Why I didn't know man, yes, I didn't know some of this announcement here, there,
Chese ye de ama obeji age onye age after all ebi mu koko abedi me ho nti wonje asemi ntua ena ebi mu su koko akesi de mu. That's the sort of scenario farmers no ehu omo say aban de omahye akwete say de abaye bia ye say ya no mema. And that is one problem. Number 2, farmers ne say omo ni aban we wa pam. Omo ni aban we e wa pam. Omo say aban no hyehye ebobi mo. O say wo ba obeba mo 6,500 Ghana cedis. In fact, ono boy rokopo kra de Onua FM, Onua TV, o say omo ba aban mu no man fa 6,500 Ghana cedis no ama koko ekuafo na koko no hwan dia. Koko no na hwan dia. Ya fa mo koko no hwan dia. Sado ka yo. Koko no hwan dia. Na ohun dia ti a ss over 65 dia dey. Emekuafo no. To the extent say
also cancer based on the prevailing
no problem. No, me tell me there. Say
okay.
Obi, me there and kasa ma no.
Okay.
And no you see remember say see no cocoa farmers in any abaye nya wo. Enya ye dey kan cocoa farmers na asema mo. Enti wo ba he na untumi mo 65 no. Anya bia wakọ church mu mu ana. Ana wo tinkan. Na wo dey wahye na me say mema mo. Na wo ba he no so no. Wo tamabuo bi a person dey den e dey mo mo. Almost say they cannot accept the 2,500 almost in an engine china.
Farmers.
Oh, I'm you. Obi say abai underrated cocoa farmers situation where now me no I'll be surprised.
Say omo what it means omo cocoa ne beka dem.
Obi wo dey unim la make say me governments should not play with the cocoa situation. Cocoa won you need substitute for it when it comes to bibi ebe anko ye economy. Abai seem to be prioritizing gold over cocoa. Now, omo ehwe ni ye a omo beto ye nyina akɔhye amenem. Obi me say cocoa farmers no. Saban anti omani ahwe omo ampe kwan papa bi so. What the cocoa farmers are asking for is simple. Omo say they want a bailout, not a haircut. Abai nko peska. Na say awonchira banana mama ye dia, onfam baili omo. Because they are not responsible for the situation we find ourselves now. The cocoa farmers, they are not responsible for the situation we find ourselves now. It is government-owned incompetence.
Incompetence. The government doesn't control the world market price.
Obi, mamika se michiro. And that is another misrepresentation of buying pedal around Misri. Unim say Ghana ye cocoa, ye major crop season no. Ye turn between October to December.
Yes.
Now light one if January. And I unim say ye forward sales.
Yes.
Unim say cocoa board has the mandate to forward sale up to about 24 months. Ubetuma ton, and then me no say February 2026. Ubetuma ton the whole of 2027 cocoa. Now what on 2028 cocoa? You can sell 24 months ahead. The reason why we have forward sales and they say, "Oh, one crofwa or mine to your moka." Ah, my human is almost around a pa. Your calculation as a session, my human is on making sure some be Johnny ye. Send a bear cocoa, you know. Ne ho kokoye dey enkoche no enunti ena last year aban to me ma cocoa ekuafo ntomu emo 3,600 komo tonton ade no based on a certain price. October, November, December na cocoa board nam 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 ekoya at some point could do 11,000 one ton what's na ho wetina ho ama yedu February afi when you say o prekope no eso atie fi 7,200 about 3,600 cocoa aboso cocoa no ma men kan kire abo aban so eyem na meka o CEO nankasa na eka na nsem ni bi wo ho a for the sake of the progress of the country nti men pese meka ho asem cause ebi wa meka e betumi affect the entire market nti menka but CEO nankasa bie na no kan say cocoa no about 50,000 abono so ntumi nton eno ye de wo ne ho de wo cocoa ekuafo no de omo nkoje ye because say do baby no
eno na yo almost 17,000 metric
ton obedi hu omo fan ba ye
abanyaka
on fan ba ye
say omo
oye projection
of course
oye projection on fan yes but on fan bre we on fan bre we oye projection but on fan bre we because omo the bar no ma turning away so at the moment you don't have it yet. Now the question is that wo na anka esesa wo ton ade no time na ebo no nam so no aye tua oka a one ton no a ne abo so wo be ka chen say yate so nti obi the question I keep asking cocoa board ne say senka omo ton cocoa do mu kwani nyina time esesa omo ton na anka with the current price affect the farmer.
No, such one we have forward sales.
Exactly. So what are you talking about? So we have forward sales. And I will take advantage of some bullish period, you know. And I will just have peak prices now. And can international market price on be affect future trades and affect current trades. You know, say cocoa prices, you know, 1,006, 2,000, acquire 3,000. What's why no paper cope? And then I'm 11,000, 9,000. Acquire copy 13,000. Over to me a ton 2027, 2028 cocoa 24 months ahead. 1 ton. What's here? Oh, transport price. And I know why I insist that the government is more interested in stocks. Who say yes argument to you other? Yes. Many some media fit here. Yes, I debate way for months and weeks. And you know you could tell say the NDC's appetite for spot price and high. The entire problem the cocoa farmers are facing now is simply because the NDC government refused to sell cocoa, most of the cocoa using forward sales. Omo your margin almost train no matter on spot sales. Hoping say price they be as that time never cost or money to your mono na price na den ati aba film and na cocoa na ka egude mo muntu minton because no so ton cocoa no at the current price na ewo amansen so na onto mintu ya cocoa kuyeni no eka eti akada ho, and that is why they had no choice but to reduce the cocoa price. Remember also say this whole scenario no so no other decisions of the government also impact was who. Okay, say Tama, almost some years artificial manipulation of this currency. I was one of the first individuals that make on air. Say the currency manipulation now, will have ripple effect on other aspects. I was here, you remember when I told you about how export sector was suffering. Ebina cocoa board is suffering. Obi because one more example. Say cocoa board cotton cocoa $1 billion 2024. Ebi na 14 cities and kebi obenya 14 billion cities beboa.
Yes.
And then what is about 10 cities? Enti onya 10 billion cities. That means there's a shortfall of 4 billion cities o cocoa board sikim. We cocoa board so omo the projections be na ebo mo ho akwama. Sa shortfall no ukonya ne he. Either say ubenya no from high market prices and I say high production. Now you don't have any of them. So I just say enti other macroeconomic decisions no. They have other effects on other places. So the second reason also no, goes to the government because the government's decision. I am not saying say currency needs to afford but you should have been mindful. You should be aware. Say who takes our decision, especially when it is artificial. Yeah. Or go and look at the Ghana Statistics Service data on the bill. Go and look at the real sectors. The real sectors are suffering. The real sectors of the economy are suffering, and the reason is because currency performance is not driven by production. It is not. It's not driven by production. And once it is not driven by production, employment will suffer. The export sector will suffer. Export sector also suffer. They will cut off your friends and jobs. These are the realities. None of the reasons are situation is as a cause of the farmer. Neither is it because of the international price. International price. I've explained to you. The international market price is not the reason why this current price has been reduced. Because this current price there, and come on, cocoa the time necessary now. And there is no way, Number 2, cocoa board debt. Any reason why I was situation a woman. And this is something that now Anka Yempesi bekom because you see, Yempesi cocoa board issues no be NDC versus MPP. Cocoa board issue no, farmers versus NDC. NDC no money omekua fo enya yen ka ho but me who say NDC for in their attempt to deal with this incompetence no any crisis no na koma yon waje so kom be twe MPP ewuram ento beti azo mo say na ka MPP bottle ho eno mo gya ka 32 billion cedis eno mo ye say eno ti na ye bra ni ade
obi but you cannot run away from those issues as well.
Obi did those issues come up in January 2025?
2025.
Did they come up in January 2026?
No.
Did they come in January 2025?
No.
Were the debts available as at 2024? Were they there in 2023? Exactly. It's debt ya okan one sema we see enu nti wate ekua fosika so na 2023 or 2024 or 2022 or 2020 and yet yankoti ekua fosika so. Sure, unim data MPP I inherited from NDC and I'll say it now. 19 billion cedis. Obi kan dey we mami.
Source na here.
Oh, obi wo dey nya botre. Oh, na dey kan we mami. We are kan na wa wo dey kan headline na wa ka source no.
where Reuters into Ghana's Cocoa Board says clearing debts after wasteful spending. Where November 1st, 2017.
Kind of, no. One first line.
In your say, Ghana's Cocoa Board has initiated reforms to clear its debt of up to 19.6 billion cedis,
That's it.
which is 4.45 billion US dollars,
Obi,
resulting from bloated contract and wasteful expenditure by previous managers, the chief executive said on Wednesday.
it is a by way of cabinet. No more PNA say, omo a bibrio money so no more so. No me catch say we are going to investigate. Now you say now any people for car. You left a debt of 19 billion cedis. What about a debt of 32 billion cedis? Oh, TTM. Now be 32 to 19. No, any NDC when they come to the account. 19 billion cedis is the debt NDC left at Cocoa Board, and yet between 2017. Ebepemune, what said that? Say MPP forecast say moja yeka 19 billion into yeti Cocoa for sika soda. What said that? So you see, I'm trying to explain to you, say Cocoa Board debts.
But they will also tell you, so within that same period, no, world market price and drop it.
Drop here. Let me
in the quantum.
Forget quantum. Let me tell you one interesting thing. Whilst the MPP government ever told debt of 19 billion cedis, no, that year international price drop here to the extent say nanka say buying eti cocoa for sikaso. Dia buying more bailout. Buying copes ka do so mase. Enti in the year cocoa ye te ye bo so wa bra MPP aban aba mu with 19 billion cedis as debt no aban ante cocoa for kuya for sikaso to say the NDC for no. Let me also tell you another thing. Say na ye roll over cocoa anything you ntumi uni roll over cocoa pos NDC for jama in 2017 193,000 metric tons of rollover. And no cramp on my make us a mitro. Sa rollover no. Oman to me and tria, oman to me and yasa cocoa na ma bias no. Obi. Oman to me yasa cocoa na ma bias no. Oman can't romu. And unti almost say charge Ghana about $7.5 million. Beside NDC for no NDC penny be about because I will show you the document. I have it all here. It is this what catch us and around this year you were 330,000 rollover and until I to me obi me say first of all it's a lie. Randy did not inherit 330,000 rollover. He didn't. He inherited just about 163,000 because as you see Randy took over around February. As a February buy no now no you did clear our rollover no about 190 something thousand if you dada ye tuyako ye de cocoa seats near the co. Now the agreement with our rollover contract in the Crampona, I don't know whether they have seen it or not. And they say in that contract, because we say our rollover na MPP9, it was as a result of force majeure, El Nino effect. It is not as if say be a B bonny B, but in that agreement, the agreement was that we'll pay it over a period, and sending those cocoa beans over a period. In the contract, it was incumbent say why am I rollover cocoa pots biano? You are mandated to buy equal quantity. At all costs. Contract. I don't know whether he has seen it or not. It is all the catcher will say, and because of rollover B and MPP for rollover and Tommy in the pub for I'm telling you today, say NDC for rollover 190,000 metric tons. Omujaya a debt of 19 billion cedis, and yet that same year international cocoa price drop here. MPP yanti cocoa farmers sikaso. So they cannot use debts at Cocoa Board as an excuse because the Cocoa Board debt of 32 billion obi. And starting a net, and you could find a cocoa about $32 billion, 32 billion cedis debt in the buy. My boy, NDC for 19 billion cedis now amount. And a year could find on corner, Elfia Bemua, Waja rollover cocoa pots, NDC for 193,000 rollover cocoa pots. MIA. ABM, Randy see and I'm just share my. Let me tell you, and I'm telling you, any NDC leader that comes here, Bisane say. As at the time NDC taking over 7 January, nearly $500 million. Our Ghana International Bank Cocoa Board account now. $500 million. And you know, the country was expecting over $1 billion in total of trade and ayada. South Carolina about Kofa Finance Minister and Kasa budget. Onokasa Kai said in the first 4 months of 2025 Cocoa Board had revenue of $1.8 billion first 4 months. 2025 first 4 months January, February, March, April. 1.8 billion NDC for Jumano. It is a random number. And now you have a crisis. You have an obvious challenge. Say because international market price not drop it, and now we a mistake. One ton cocoa in time and can say ton into your boss. So we could all help you. But if you try to turn it around and deflect the conversation by pinning it on the previous government, we would expose you. May say, one, we left in the cocoa board account $500 million cash sitting in the Ghana International Bank account in London for Randy. Ombe deny. Number two, first 4 months in 2025, cocoa board revenue which is in the budget reported by the NDC finance minister, $1.8 billion. Such can NDC for you, man. So when you come and you are telling the people, say, and I had the cut 32 billion, and because of that, we'll do this, we'll do that, and now Obi, you are creating a certain impression, say, a yanunti, and I want to meet you. Now they cut $32 billion, I say this. And so to me, top pickups and 110. Who to me, top land cruisers and Mako 10. A fear what cantonment. Cocoa body fear, I walk cantonment, CEO of your team, May 2nd December 2024, me ko fear him. Obi, we are senior journalists. I'm sure you've been there for events near there. It is one of the best houses you can find in cantonment. Oba and what for cocoa board now see Aboagye in this canon. Who they acquire renovation. Now why if you want to say Arabian Ken Palace. And so say a kadaho. And now what take cocoa for farmers for Sikaso. You see, Obi, don't push some of us to say certain things that Ebia. You have a crisis, deal with your crisis. But no NDC person should attempt say, and you are coming to pin something on. And your MPP indeed I want to make your cocoa farmers neka. Senka cocoa board debt it to me prevent cocoa farmers prices are. And can me say 2017 19 billion cedis debt, 193,000 rollover cocoa pots. Your friend is saying drop in international market price. Still, Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP kept cocoa price at 475 Ghana cedis. We did not decrease it for farmers. Yeah, for cocoa price from 475 to 3,100 Ghana cedis by the time you buy mu. So how do you go about peddling this kind of falsehood and creating an impression? Say, oh, you see, NDC for no, I'm gonna try on luck. They are pushing their luck too much. So good will be no munya entity. I almost say assembly aba. You bet me a kadepe. Oh, so long as you be boy Akufo-Addo din. Near MPP didn't quite the two so Ghana for bufu. The cocoa farmers are not taking anything, any of that. Share a cocoa farmer today is worse off than they were in 2024. And I will explain to you in a few ways.
That should be the final point.
No, I can find out 3 points, Mr. I can find out 3 points. But I want to say, I can find out. Yeah, but I can find out 3 points. They are very important points. Obi, in 2024, the cocoa farmer can say, or yen farmer. Obe spend it 10,250 and maintaining 1 acre of farm. Obe do asia 3 times. Obe fertilizer 3 bags. Obe top pesticides. Obe pruning at least once. And our tools in India more de 10,250. In 2026, a cost same farmer no 12,650. What it means is that the cost or the year no a cost essence in the city 2024. But guess what? That same farmer 2024 was spending 10,250 you know. Sikan ko benye fi efuonim 31,000 cedis per acre. And then nisika na swati hum if 31,000 about 25,870. We lose 5,130. Obi 100 acres of cocoa farm Ghana ha and then nisika 513,000 haircut in abaya yamano. 500,000 Ghana cedis haircut and I buy Ediama cocoa farmer ukura your friend is saying 100 acres of farm. So the cost of maintaining the farm has gone up. And yet the income was what's then at so no what's your cotton electricity bill mu what's your on the water bill mu what on the bus school fees mu ni nyama o yusu nyina abo ekosro. How do you expect these cocoa farmers to survive? What is likely to happen now is that on betwa cocoa degu. And that is what we are drawing government's attention. Oh, baby, they are threatening so much cocoa. And they, Ivory Coast for the same market, the same environment, the same place in Edudja. Oma maintain your price, no. Oma anteso. Inti a band saying, and Ivory Coast to me maintain your price more cocoa farmers. Now you take cocoa farmer bag bako 1,000 free so. Now, when you see the Ghanaian cocoa farmers say almost smuggle cocoa nefi Ghana, and they acquire Ivory Coast, now Obabe complaining. Enti abaining jai kasa on jai sa attempt na ase mobile radios ni TV so a on person mu justify or yaw nimbe kwa omo dia hye cocoa farmers ni no na omo mpe bibi foforo bi ye dey enka che betumi a obi ebe tumi a omo kofa gold sika ni bi so mo se gold na buso ayom na mo se gold na se bi economy na buso ni ade no mo ko nane no mo fa sa sika ni bi yen den enko so cocoa farmers na se but to say omo nje 2580 something ne tra sa de menji dis Ghana cocoa ekua fire ready for sa haircut no but obi oje se waboka so aja se oje a waboka
ba se aban so insist na so mo anya so mo cocoa na ese
cocoa de o mo be kwa Ivory Coast o mo be kwa Ivory Coast en say o de be kwa Ivory Coast o so de kwa Ivory Coast o ba kwa je tresses enti say Ivory Coast da so ma tresses 3608 o say the same market ya tso pepe Ivory Coast da so gina ho
say be o benefit from economies of scale
na de ade na ye de ntumi benefit from economies of scale in school bi na ba kokra ekumi kra say ya no mo de share cocoa board you see obi separate cocoa board debt from cocoa pricing because cocoa pricing dey cocoa amemate na de amemi kra na wo kokota na do sika breme wo ka wo de dey wo 30% bi na wo nya free adwade na wo di mame no na do bo ho bina anameboa enti cocoa board debt has nothing to do with cocoa pricing. And that is why I don't understand that. Say I buy we chichi like one person combine two. Na say be nyina yente ade ya say. Me enu na na school dan ba kum. Even more, we am penny for kra mu die no na mo che yade. Mo na mo che yade ya yeken. So why are you treating us like that? Cocoa board debt should not affect the cocoa pricing for cocoa farmers. So what you say? But chinchina chin. Mo pese mu pia share cocoa eguafo say na cocoa board de ka enti na cocoa board de ka cocoa ekue ne fa no ben cocoa board CEO monte na ketua so cocoa board adwumayefo edwuma cocoa board na monte obi a ketua so monye skani bi rekwa akoto cars eje bi asiesie mu fie ade na cocoa farmer ne de on de wo se woti ne sika so go and look at where the cocoa farmers live obi mako mi de mani akwa kwahwe mi akasa so mi wo bi mache obebi ewo out in fact Sunday me no be come cocoa farm. So what you say? It's why do you want? I don't know. Person cocoa you found there. Omo de omo nte yaw. Na de o tentwan. Na brofa kese nkwa na oka. Na ye bisawa wo se Kufuado. Na Kufuado no. Na debt ni won otumi de 3100 make you for no. E kana wo kan na wo ho. Nso de 31 ma yen. Enti na ma me ba ko kasa o te de oka yen. O se Mahama pa. Onye ne de na mfiri so. No fe Kufuado de na yen den. E ma no because o promise me 65. 65 no we tumi amfa ma me. Onso ba ya e Kufuado de na wo ho no wase abaye fi ho. Ye bisa wa wose Kufuado na ye enti na mate wade no so ene oba be ye dan Kufuado no wo ho no obi medemanu si
Dennis miracle sabo
medemanu si Kufuado no wo ho no a wose onye papa no no ma me 31 oso ma me 35 na me 2 Kufuado na mede wo bae mede wo bae a wa bete me 31 na Kufuado ma me na wose ono nye no so aba 25 wo wi a adenti na wate so a wose Kufuado na bo kegu wonti ya na de na me Kufuado mbo kegu wo no ma me 25 o ma me 31 Kufuado bo kegu ba na kana oteso no na otumi ma me 31 dia ada na me Kufuado ntena se no mboka no ma me 31 na wo de o mboka ba o ma me 25 na wo ne wa ban penifo what say yate government official bia ketua yate so da since they came to office 1 year nie what say yate obi aketua so da they have all increased their salaries and yet almost take cocoa ekua for sika so it is going to be very difficult for the government to get the cocoa farmers to accept SAR 2,500. I can tell you that. You visited 21 cocoa communities. And now I say the team is on the field. As at 1 p.m., no more visited 4 more. It's a 25 cocoa communities. All the 40 major cocoa districts in Nayekoho. Obi, there is no way any cocoa farmer will accept that. Government no cover gold is can be. No more farm count, no more farmer cocoa phone.
Dennis miracle Aboagye and yetene nkane ko